I'm Mark Dresner, and this is MDRP TV, an executive interview series featuring specialists and experts in government pricing and reimbursement programs. Joining me today is Jess Mendelsohn. He is the Director of Global Customer Services and Support for Model N. Jesse, welcome to MDRP TV.
It's good to be here.
How can people prepare their systems and their processes to accommodate some of the impending changes with healthcare reform?
Oh, that's a very good question. I would say a lot of it has to do with making sure that both your data and your policies are ready to comply with the actual guidance that's coming out early next year from the government, specifically related to the Medicaid average manufacturer price calculation. There's the potential for having to account for a large amount of new types of data in your calculation. For example, potentially tracing sales from wholesalers to indirect customers, and also more specific granular information regarding the customer types that are actually purchasing your product and whether or not they are considered retail and what that retail definition even means. Additionally, you might have to get a lot more granular with your policy. It may not be okay anymore to just assume something ended up with the retail class of trade just because you don't know that it didn't. Lastly, you might have to do further analysis on your product sales prior to even calculating your AMP. If you have a product that is not generally distributed to the retail class of trade, but is distributed through hospitals or physicians' offices, there might be different methodology you have to use, and you may have to do pre-analysis to determine which methodology you need. So I think to be prepared properly, you would make sure your policies have all these decisions that are made, interpreted for you as a manufacturer, and also to make sure you have systems that are in place that can consume the data from wholesalers, that can analyze the sales patterns, that can maintain a very strict granular class of trade schema. I think that's very important.
What are some best practices that you've seen that might help companies cope operationally and financially with this?
Validating the invoices as you receive them. When we're talking about Medicaid expanding to millions and millions of more people, that means a mistake on an invoice or a non-tracked, trend, increased trend of lives can cost millions of dollars in additional rebates. Make sure you're actually leveraging the information the state gives you regarding the dispensing fees, the co-pays, and marrying that against what you're actually getting on the invoice. Is the state invoicing you for the correct average number of units per script? Is the rebate trending too high? All of a sudden, are you getting double the rebate as you were last quarter? That might be worth a dispute. With so many more people covered by Medicaid, I think the importance of really making sure you actually owe what you're being invoiced is more important than ever.
Okay, great. Great insights, Jesse. Thanks for giving us something to think about.
My pleasure.
That concludes this episode of MDRP TV. I'm Mark Dresner. Until next time, thanks for tuning in.